These are the escalators at Metro at Hollywood Plaza, Tokyo, and we're on our way to the cinema to see the latest Fast and Furious film, Fast 10. The Japanese title, however, is Wildo Speedo Fire Busto. Watching the Fast and Furious films, I'm reminded of this Japanese saying, Ao wa Betsukari no Hajimari. What does it mean? And what does it have to do with the Fast 10? Please stay tuned for later in the video to find out. Meanwhile, when you're in Tokyo, make sure when taking escalators that the left side is for standing and the right side is for walking. Welcome to Toho Cinema's Roppongi. Fast 10 will be playing in the TCX Dolby Atmos Theater, one of the best theaters in all of Tokyo. It's also the only movie theater in Tokyo with a waterfall. Here are a few sayings in Japanese about water and waterfalls. Taki ni utarete mo iku tomo shinai. Even hit by a waterfall, not flinching. It means to be fearless and determined. Mizu ni nagasu. The water flows. This means to forgive and let things go. Uogokuro areba, mizugokuro. If a fish is kind to the water will be kind to the fish. This means if you do a favor for someone, you will get a favor in return. These three sayings do represent central themes in the Fast and Furious franchise, don't they? Kindness, fearlessness, and determination. And as a bonus, the franchise features awesome cars, dream-inducing technology, and beautiful people. The Fast and Furious franchise is just unabashedly fun foray in action cinema, so just buckle up and enjoy the ride. The second floor of Toho Cinema's Roppongi has 3 theaters, Dolby Atmos and X4D, a regular theater. They sometimes convert in special events like what they did for the Super Mario Bros. Movie recently. Take a look at my previous video on the opening day of that film to see what I mean. Let's check out the merchandise before entering the magnificent theater. See anything you'd get as a souvenir for yourself or a gift for a friend? Speaking of friend, do you remember which film in the franchise featured the line, "I don't have friends, I have family"? For better or for worse, that line changed the fortunes of Fast and Furious, didn't it? And that change might be more telling of how people also change in how they relate and act socially, since the very first Fast and Furious film was released in 2001, but more on that later. In Japan, the audience is allowed to enter the theater 10 minutes before start time. Theater 7 at Toho Cinemas Roppongi seats 521. It used to be an IMAX theater, but I'd have to say the conversion to Dolby Atmos was a great choice, as Dolby Atmos tends to have better sound quality and color grading than IMAX, and the ticket prices for it are less expensive. This theater, however, does also feature premiere seating. The premiere box seats cost 3,100 yen, and the premiere luxury seats go for 5,100 yen. And regular seats cost 2,100 yen. All these prices are for adults. On the right, we can see the premiere luxury seats that go for 5,100 yen. Here on the right are the premiere box seats that cost 3,100 yen. And our seats today is a regular seat, which costs 2,100 yen. Again, all these prices mentioned are for adults. Next up, let's see what kind of a reaction this audience gives for Fast 10. No applause at the end for the film for Fast 10 with this audience. I think with all the non-stop action sequences, everyone was too tired to do anything by the end of the film. Of course, the action sequences were fun, but they came at breakneck speed with little time to catch our breath for the next sequence that it could be argued that the film was monotonous at times. The right and left speakers were great, but during the first act, the volume setting for the center speaker sounded a bit low. But to tell you the truth, the film was so background music heavy that it drowned out a lot of other sounds going on in the film. It can't be stressed enough that silences are just as important as any other sound, perhaps even more so. With the amount of films that's available for audiences to see, a franchise to last 10 films is a near impossible feat and deserves some measure of respect. The brand of action in the Fast and Furious films may not be to everyone's taste, but I think people who go to see the Fast and Furious films enjoy them for its attitude even more so than its action. I mean, even though the title of the franchise is Fast and Furious, it is the slow and calming life with family portrayed in the film that is a large part of the franchise's attraction in my estimation. During a time with many countries experiencing declining birth rates and the shrinking of family sizes as compared to those in the past, where almost everyone you met had more than one or two siblings, I think the Fast and Furious films found its stride when they focused on the family aspect. I mean, at that point the franchise's social media had started to change social dynamics, leaving many of us all too guarded with the task to differentiate who among us were fake friends versus real ones. Which brings us back to the saying I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Ao wa betsu kari no hajimari, to meet is the beginning of parting. It's the Buddhist idea common in Japan about the transience of all things, and living in Tokyo where most everyone gets lost in the crowd and people come and go, Fast and Furious pretty much describes how long relationships can last in Tokyo. Like it's been said in recent times, we can't spell friend without end, but long-running franchises like Fast and Furious can offer the audience some form of longevity, a familiarity to postpone the inevitable parting that comes with meeting. Through watching characters played by the same actors over time, the audience can get a sense of the kind of friendship that's difficult to find in our own lives. And what is friendship if not being there to see someone grow in Nepal? Experiencing this vicariously as we watch the further exploits of Dom Toretto and his family, we can have a feeling of belonging that today's world lacks. For many of us, was the film good or not when you're family? Doesn't matter. If anything, Fast and Furious franchise has garnered a loyal fan base over the years, and that's something to applaud. But alas, this too is coming to an end. Or is it? Thanks for watching. Be a friend, better yet, be family, like, comment, and subscribe for more on Tokyo, Japan, movies, and the fiercely agonizing yet beautiful practice of writing. Until next we meet, drive safely.